Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Into the Light / the Final Shape Prep Intel. And today is the second week, or starts the second week, of the new and refurbished 0-hour mission. So if you've been trying to do this at all, I'm going to take you through it. I did cover a few of these things that we're going to talk about in a previous video, but I will go into a little bit more detail, and we're also going to be showing you the locations for the new pair of switches for this week, as well as the new code in order to get the exotic ship from the 0-hour mission. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2, Into the Light, or Final Shape content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below. And remember, any of those things also enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel. We do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. When we reach 100,000 subscribers, we'll be doing an Xbox Series X or a video card giveaway. And, of course, if you stick around till the end of the video, I'll have a secret hashtag you can leave in the comments section to be entered into that next giveaway a second time for this video. Now, as I said in my last video, we did cover this particular out-of-bounds glitch. This will allow you to skip the first 2 waves of ads. It's a big time saver, especially for solo legend runs. Not really as necessary if you're just doing this on normal. Some of these runs that you'll be seeing clips from were normal runs, some were legend runs, as not everything requires a legend run. Especially if you're just trying to do the codes for the ship for week 2, I wouldn't suggest doing it on legend unless you wanted to just double up on some progress and save some time. But for the most part, I would just suggest doing that part of this particular mission on the normal difficulty, because you want to have at least a little bit more time to think about the codes and just the input without having to rush and then kill a boss. Now, the first thing you're going to do, and again you can do this on normal or legend, is when you get to this section where the ship is to your left, this will be the split area where you would go for normal or for legend. Legend would be to the right, normal would be to the left. You're going to jump down to the left and you'll see this access console in this little tunnel. This corresponds to 3 different nodes in this area, very similar to the same thing that you would have done for week 1 of the ship. And they can reset if you mess up. The pattern won't always be the same, but for the very first try, this would be the pattern. You can kind of tell which one to go to first because the console that you first scan will have the same logo of the node you have to shoot first. You have to shoot them, of course, with the Outbreak. Now, this is the location for the first switch for the second week of switches. If you want to know where the first week of switches were, you could check out one of my previous videos on it. They'll be linked in the top right corner or at the end. Once you scan that switch, you'll then have to make your way, I believe you'll have about 35 seconds, to this switch on this wall through this tunnel. Instead of taking the right, just turn to your left and you'll find this one here. Now, this isn't really a major thing, as I'm sure most people have figured out a good method for this by this point, but I did think I would include, or thought I would include, a Trevor guide for this video, as several people were asking for it in one of my previous ones, like what's the best way to get through Trevor without having to die. This is a pattern that works pretty well for me. Pretty fast, though maybe not the fastest. I'm sure you can increase your time or decrease your time if you use Eager Edge a little bit better than I'm doing. But when I drop down, I first go to the right, hit that first switch, I then jump to that little ledge, let Trevor go by, I run back and I hit the second switch. This would be on the right side. I'm then going to double back again and go through the middle all the way to the left side. At this point, Trevor should be on the opposite end of where you are. You might actually see him go by as I turn the corner to go across the middle. There he goes. I'm using heat rising to gingerly jump across because there are a few things here that can just shove you off without you knowing. Now you could go right or left here. I tend to go left. Hit the first switch, then double back again. Do make sure that you actually hit the switches, as sometimes you can hold them down and they won't actually trigger. Trevor should pass you again, so he's going the exact opposite way of where we're headed. I'm going to hit this last switch, and then it should just be an easy jaunt to the exit. But keep in mind, Trevor does circle the map pretty quickly. So as you'll see here, he tends to sometimes come right around the corner directly at me again. But you are going to get a electric barrier if you stay in that first corridor. So don't be as anxious as I was to get to the exit. Just wait a little bit. He will turn around. As you can see, most people probably aren't as lucky as I am to just make it through that barrier, but I did in this case. Actually a bit of a scuff run, but still the pattern to do it. Just wait a little bit longer at the end if you don't want to cheat death like I was doing. And then this is the patterns for this week. You can know what the pattern is on the floor based on whatever the burn is for that day. This is for the legend platform, but you can see here's every different option for any given day based on whether or not it's arc, void, or solar. This clip is now on the normal mode, as I was just going for the ship schematic. So you'll run over here, you'll hit this switch first, then the one to its left, and the one directly behind and above it. And go back out all the way to the right. Hit this one. To your left, this one, and then back to the initial console. And hit the one to the right of the initial switch. Now I also did want to include a bit of a cheese spot for the boss, and this is one that I found works really well. If you make your way up the stairs to the right as you enter the boss arena, and up onto the top of this crane, not only do you have a great vantage point of all the enemies, but the crane blocks most of the damage from those enemies, so this is a really easy spot to hold out. Good for both groups and solo players. The best thing about this spot, though, however, is that once you're here, you establish a spawn point in this area. Now, you might have noticed that when you die in the boss arena, for the most part, you're going to spawn outside at the entrance. If you go up those stairs and you stay there for at least 5 seconds, you will only ever spawn on the stairs in the boss arena. So you will respawn in with a great vantage point of all the enemies that you're already trying to do damage to and try to finish off in the allotted time. It's great for both teams, as I said, as well as solo players. You can also make your way up to the gantry directly above the crane, which is an even better spot, as you have even more cover from the enemies. But not everybody's going to be able to do that, as it's a little bit of a tricky jump and you will be dodging a lot of enemy fire. So even if you can just get to this point, that's going to be good enough. The other great thing that I would say and recommend bringing with you is that currently the Dragon's Breath is glitched somehow and is one-shotting not only the tanks, like the one you'll face early on if you go that route, but also the brig in the boss room. So long as you land one shot with your Dragon's Breath on the brig, should do them in really quick. And that is going to be it for all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, as I said before. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for all the support as of late on the channel. A lot of new subscribers, and I really appreciate it. If you've watched till this point in the video, you can leave a hashtag into the light, or a hashtag 0 hour, or a hashtag the final shape in the comment section for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. And once more, I am Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for watching again, and of course, we will see you next time.